invited to reflect on the union of the goddess and the god, if in that tradition that the bride and the groom follow has a goddess and a god. It might be actual named goddesses or gods. So it might be, for example, I have assisted a hand fasting where the bride had a particular devotion to the goddess Isis. So we were invited to reflect on the sacred union, and we see it in the cycle of the seasons around us. So, for example, if it was in springtime, this particular one was at Beltane, which is the 1st of May. So the world has come to life, the seeds have sprouted, things are starting to flower, we're looking forward to summer. So we see how the union of the goddess and the god have caused rebirth, brought about rebirth in the world. So we would see the hand fasting as being an echo of what happens in the natural world around us. Having said that, we have same-sex hand fastings, and we would still, though, reflect on the way our deity, our understanding of the divine, encompasses both male and female, and is more than that.
Right, it was, like any bride, it was very nerve-wracking, even though I knew I didn't have to say anything. Just the fact that, you know, was I going to get it right? Was I going to sip the wine right? You know, were we going to trip over anything, you know, going round or whatever? But you're standing there under the chuppah, listening to the rabbi talking about marriage, under this chuppah, which means the ideal home that you're going to build together. And you really feel a sense of spiritualness, you know, of the sanctity of marriage.
These days, unfortunately, people sometimes overspend a little bit in their weddings, and really the key essence of the wedding in Islam is that it's a religious agreement between the husband and the wife to be with each other forever. But sometimes we overcomplicate it. So sometimes it's a feeling of frustration, you know. Sometimes we bring things in from our cultures where we insist on having a beautiful white dress, or we insist on having, you know, this band that people want or whatever. And it ends up being way more complicated and way more expensive than what it is. So sometimes it's a feeling of frustration, which I suppose isn't the normal answer to this question. But when I do go to weddings that are simple and are within the means of the wife and the husband, it's, you know, I try to just remember the name of Allah. I try to remember that Allah has blessed these two people. And actually we believe that human beings who get married, they've actually been written for each other thousands of years before they were even born. Like Allah wrote down that they would be together thousands of years before their parents were even created. So I suppose it's an occasion of two extremes. One of frustration at sometimes people not adhering to the true Islamic practices, and on the other hand, a feeling of sort of humility and an awe of Allah, how He brought these two people together.
It's a very lovely, because things only happen in their own time. So the energy surrounding the wedding is very quiet and very sincere, because the couple, one has to be totally ready to make the commitment. So it's a very special, spiritual atmosphere.
I've really enjoyed all the Baha'i weddings that I've been to, and the reason why I enjoy them is because they're simply so multicultural. You get people from all different races, and I just find it, to me, it just looks like a garden full of flowers of a different colour. So that's the feature that I think about. It makes me think about the unity in the world whenever I go to a Baha'i wedding.